What's up, Jay? How are you? What's he circus? Emily? Hello, hello, hello. How are you all? Must be Thursday night. Can you hear me okay? I've moved the phone so you can't see my hair today. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a mess. So I thought I'd change the angle a bit and get a bit closer to the action. Instead, you can see my belly. What's up, Seb? Young Jack, what's wrong with your diff? Nothing's wrong with your diff, Jack, but we've run it a few times now and I thought I'd open it up, make sure the diffs are okay, check the oil out, change the oil, put fresh oil in because they would have settled down a bit now, certainly on the rear one. Don't know whether to do the centre, might look at the centre, see if we can go over all of them tonight. Oh, it's like we've got a Chinook going over the top of us. Well, you can hear that, guys. Distinctive sound of a Chinook. Must be coming to get me. So nothing wrong with your diff, mate. What's up, Bournemouth? How are you? Mark Shaw, welcome. Who else we got? 13 already. Wow. Didn't expect to see that many so soon. Thank you for all joining me. You're about to see me mess up diff extraction now. It's my second least favourite job is doing this. My least favourite job is doing the shoe goo in the body. What's up, Chris? Josh, thanks for coming in. No, the X-Max Diff Cups haven't come yet. I don't expect them to be here for a week or two, you know, probably next week, not this week. Still waiting for the front hubs to come in. They've been delayed, sadly, annoyingly. I spoke to Nick at Model Sports today and he said no, they've been delayed. Come on. You had a wing landing, Jack. The screw's a little bit bent. It's probably change it out to an RPM one, isn't it? Yeah, not too bad. I'm just a bit bored with working from home every day and same scenery, stuck indoors. It's getting a bit tedious now, to say the least. I'm fed up with it. It's almost been a year since I've been working from home and it's just, yeah, enough's enough now. Good news is my parents had their first jab on Tuesday, so they both had their first vaccination, so that's good news. Front hubs for the RPM front hubs for the X-Max said. They were due in today, but they haven't come in yet. What's up, Jessica? How are you? You've got a new video coming out on a better way to shoe goo. Well, I'll be interested in that because I've still got 2 bodies to do, and I don't look forward to it. I've done the Outcast 8S because hopefully we're going to be doing a Outcast 8S versus X-Max durability, see who can jump the highest, see who lasts the longest, see which one comes home in one piece. What's up, Martin? How are you? Oh, trying to keep up with everyone today. That's good. Lockdowns, you hate it. Yeah, it sucks big time, but I will confess we did go out Sunday and I can tell you now it was not like there was any lockdown going on. You're going to buy an Armour Limitless tomorrow, are you or not? Very nice. What motor are you going to put in it? Show your body? What do you want to show your body for, Jack? I don't think everyone wants to see your body, do they? They might want to see my body, my moves, my belly. You talk about this body? That side? You do know it's got a split in the back already though, Jack, don't you? And I didn't do it. Just so you know, you're going to have to reinforce that. What's up, Dazza? How are you? Just trying to keep on top. Bars, thank you for coming up. Yeah, I checked with the hubs have been delayed. He's going to Nick's checking when they're supposed to be due in, but I think everything's delayed at the moment. My GoPro that I sent back last Thursday, my Hero 8, I checked whether it had been delivered, and UPS actually had the cheek to put, your parcel has been delayed due to Brexit. I mean, if you've ever heard, you know, yes, it probably is, but do you have to use it as an excuse? Just say it's been delayed. Yeah, so Shanks, I think it depends. To be brutally honest with you, rightly or wrongly, I think the fines depend on how many people are around. I mean, you saw what I sent you last week, and the police, you know, the police helicopter going over the top, they were nowhere to be seen. There's too many people out for them to bother finding. I think what they're doing is targeting people on their own. If there's one or two people on their own, the police will target them, which is wrong on so many levels. Still got snow there, have you, Bars? Yeah. Well, you know what is good for the snow, don't you? You know it's coming. X-Max with paddle tyres. That'll be excellent in the snow. Yeah, well, we've got, I said we're going to try and get our big rock up to 100 miles an hour. I've got the motor, I haven't got round to installing it all yet because I want to do a video on that as well. And might have to go bigger, well, higher kV motor than what we've got. We've got a 2200, we might have to go to 2600. It's just the gearing, whether we can get the gearing up or not to where we need it to be. Do I need to take that off? Probably. V5 in the UK. If anyone's buying a Kraton, I always tell them to go to EXB rather than a V5, because with a similar power system, you put a max 8 in there, which is technically the same as what's in a V5, and you put a DS servo in there, which is better than a stock servo, and you put a Dumbo radio on there, which is probably better than the SLT3. It actually only works out £21 more than a V5, but for a whole host more of upgrades. Oh, I didn't take that one. You might get, no, you didn't get to see the hair. Oh, it's been in the toolbox. I'm still waiting for the new Techno to come out, which still hasn't materialised. Not quite sure what they're waiting for. Well, you can get a smaller spur for the 3S cars, can you, Martin? Didn't know that. Might have to look into that then. You have to send me a link. And while we're at it, I think we might even change. Have you, Jack? Are you still in the chat? Have you got the RPM out drives on your side, or are they on my side? Or do I really? Yeah, I suppose I should do that. He's pulling on a little bit. Do I do that now? What's up, Ian? How are you? Ali? Thanks for coming in. British RC Playgrounds, hello. I'm a Big Rock RC, hello. Have I missed anyone? You don't have them here, does that mean they're over here? Stokes RC, did I say hello to you? If I didn't, I'll say hello to you now. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. So you don't have them over there, that means they must be here, is it? They are here. Shall I put these in tonight then, Jack? Who else we had? Hi Aidan, thank you for coming by. You have the RPM. I don't have the RPM out drives, I have the M2C out drives. K6 input gear. Have you looked at the V5 version? Because the V5, what, for the... Is it for the K... Are you going EXB, Jay, or are you talking about a standard one? Are you feeling left out, Bars? That you haven't got mod? I'm very easy with my mod handout. Yes, these are. I have the because I bought them but never fitted them. My V4, they probably go in Callum's Notty or possibly his Italian. So those are the, you can see that. Those are the M2C normal out drives. They also have the EXB out drives as well. So we'll put them in today. In the rear anyway, that's where most of the power goes. My least favourite job. Well, no, it's not. My second least favourite job. The new ZD17 Hoonigan truck. I haven't seen that, no. Where is it? Where can you get it from, Seb? I need to buy a new car. I've got itchy fingers, but I might wait until after the weekend, because if we do go out and we do take the X-Max and the Outcast, it could be an expensive weekend. Could be expensive anyway. Yeah, it sucks you broke it, Emily. Especially it was your birthday present. And then the part's not being in stock, that absolutely sucks. Right, pop this open, see what's going on. We might need to get some more kitchen rolls. I'll come this side for you guys, rather than standing on the other side. Hopefully you can see what's going on then. See, what we do is we'll put these back in because I didn't need to take them out. Rust on these. Yeah, I knew you were going to get an X-Max. If I keep on at you bars, you're going to get one. Yeah, I did. After seeing Martin's Typhons and how quick they are, I definitely want to get one now. But I'm going to look out for a fairly priced second-hand one possibly. But I might end up getting a new one. The second-hand one without the motor in it would be quite handy because then I can put my own power system in it. Ooh. Not much oil in there. I think I'm glad I'm checking these out now. We've run them for a bit because there ain't much oil in there. I think Gandhi's flip-flop's got more liquid in it than this Diff. Problem is I do have to remember what the stock oil is. Missed a plate for a minute. Is it 30,000 now in the rear of an EXB? I think it is, isn't it? The stock. Welcome, Bearded Pig RC. Thank you for joining us. RCD, I think you're new as well. Or I haven't said hello to you yet. Thank you for coming in. We've got 28 in the chat. Wow. Thank you for all coming in. Very busy. I've got try and keep. I was Try. Is it still 10,000, Martin? Okay. I'll probably still go with stock in it. It is LSD at the moment, set to minimum. I do have a fully built diff ready to go in if this one blows up, which is open with 3 star plates each side. So I do have that as a spare, always on me anyway. But I think we'll leave this one. We'll just take it apart, fill it back up, and put it back together the way it came apart. I'm not going to mess around with it in any way, shape or form. Well, these have taken a bit of wear already. Probably because there's no oil in there. But I did make the decision, because I had a spare one, not to open it up, let it run for a bit, let the oil and the gears settle down, and then we could change it, clean the oil out, put fresh oil in, get any metal filings that are broken off out. Just sticking here, yeah, could do, but I like to have a little bit of diff action. Hi Dan, how are you? I am, but I thought they might have upped it to 30, Martin, because of the issues. I could be wrong though. Jack, as this is your EXB, do you want to look up what the stock diff oil is now? I should have checked before I started taking this apart, but I didn't. That's my bad. What's up, Kevin? How are you? You're doing this as well. Well, mine was absolutely empty, pretty much. I'll see how it sits in. I'm not putting any more shims inside. Oh, Jack's going to be happy. I'll just drop that. I wasn't planning on putting any more shims in, unless I'm not certainly inside. But I'll see what happens on the outside. But it was first time I've opened these up on the new one, and it was pretty empty inside. But I am putting on the M2C EXB out drives. Oh, your internals. Oh, of course, you've got that TP motor on it, haven't you? Where you overvolted it. So I got the shims right this time though. Leave that in, clean up. Your EXB's holding together good. Yeah, I mean this one's, I don't want to tempt fate, so I will touch wood. This one has It's all held together so far. And my other one, which is open, you know, since I had the initial problem, and I changed it to, I'm going to take that out. And I changed it over to 3 star plates. So it's an open diff with 3 star plates. I haven't had a problem with that either. But as I don't really want to tempt fate and say that it's all okay. But so far, so good. That's the old one. That's the new one. What, these EXB out drives? I say push fit, it's not really push fit, but you just slide them in and put new ones on, yes. It's a straight swap if that's what you're asking. Clean the bearing up. Hope I haven't missed anyone. Hopefully to the weather permitting, health permitting, everything else permitting, Jack. Hopefully the Big Sen skate park. Everything permitting. And I need 2 drivers. These O-rings are annoying as well on these ones. Because they like to pop out. If you don't get them in, you pinch them and break them. Which is what was wrong with my first EXB. It's like they're just a little bit too big and you can't get... Can't annoyingly get replacements yet. Oh, come on. Sorry guys, concentrating at the moment. This is stupid. Does not want to stay down there. Give it a proper dry off and clean out. glasses on so I can read. Just received your rebuild servo kit, have you? Good. Is that for the EcoBoost? See you later, Aidan. Thank you for coming by. I've looked at those as well, Seb. They're expensive for what they are, but I don't think they're only titanium coated, aren't they? I don't think they're actually titanium in themselves. Just titanium coated, which does make you wonder what's the point in them. Titanium coating won't make them any stronger. Oh, this is going to be really annoying. Sorry guys, I've got to concentrate on getting this stupid O-ring in that just doesn't want to sit in there. It's like it's expanded. Which it probably has. Maybe that was just too big. Typical armour quality control. Try and do it like that. Hopefully that's in there and not pinched. I'm not happy. Try and do it again. I will be back with you in a minute, guys. Popped off. Right. Done. Right, what have I missed? What's up, Daz Parker? Thank you for coming by. So I watch your channel quite often. First time I've caught one of your lives. I think yourself and the others I miss at all, but you're quite close to me. I recognise some of the spots you go to. I'm actually all the way down in Kent, but my two boys, they live over in Essex, so I do get around a bit. I'm, you know, not unusual for me to drive 2 2 hours, 100 odd miles to get to a location just to have some fun. Not many places near me, unfortunately. Whereabouts are you? Haven't said Wasim Khan, thank you for dropping by. Haven't said hello to you yet. No, I was looking at the indestructible bosses, Wasim, but I haven't gone with one because everyone says they come out rubbish on the film, which I think they do. They look dull and horrible. So I'll stay with the stock ones at the moment and see what happens. I'm gonna definitely use something for their quality control because this diff was, yeah, I'm glad I opened it up today, Jack, I tell you. The guy put a $6,000 order in with RC Manics last March, still heard nothing from him. He posted it on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, quality control has gone out the window. I think, you know, everything's coming from China at the end of the day, isn't it? So what can we all expect, in all honesty? But still not good when the prices are going up and the quality's coming down. But hey ho. I just think it's bad when quality goes down and price goes up, but there you go. That's just me. It is a hobby ring motor in here. That is a 5687 1100 kV motor. It's a bit of a beast, in all honesty, but it's what you could call father and son rivalry. So Jack liked my EXB so much, he decided he wanted to get one, but he wanted to go one better. And our dear friend Mr. Crease said, Jack, you need to put an 1100 kV in there, make it 8S. So Jack did. Proline Brute ones, I think Ian will have something to say about that because I don't think they last that long. Buy more X-Maxes. Yeah, well, we might be getting another one. My biggest problem, being brutally honest with you, is fitting everything in the car. I need to get a bigger car or a trailer or something rather, really. Certainly need to do something to be able to get everything in the car. The fun part of these diffs, they're too small to actually get the pin out like you can on the V4s. So the only way you can do it is by taking out the little rub screw and then pointing the pin through it, but it's a case of lining it up and hoping it will fit. And with the quality control that we have at the moment, it can be a bit of a pain, especially getting it back in. And all I'm going to do on that is take that one off. I'm not going to take all that apart. Put the new outdrive in. But pop this over the top, make sure that doesn't move around. Job done. Come on. Like I said, this is a pain in the butt bit. Gotcha. One in, 2 in, 3 in. Gear in. Sitting down nicely. Almost got one done, guys. That's a big motor. Well, a little bit. Do not arm ahead and put the RCs in the car with the kid on it. You could do that. The only problems we found, Chris, is it was very, very low on oil. Very low on oil. Crazily low on oil, actually, but I hadn't opened it up before. So, did we go stock? Or do we bump it up? I'll go 20 actually. I'll go 20, 30. Audi S, you like my Audi S4, do you? Yeah, it's a saloon rather than a booted version. Rather than the Avant. I've always had Avants, but the deal on this one was for a saloon rather than the Avant. So at the time I wasn't doing the RCs, so it made perfect sense, and it was a cracking deal, bonkers deal that they were offering. So I couldn't really say no to it. Then back in November the deal was up, 'cause it was on a 2-year lease, and I had the option to buy it, so I did ask them how much they wanted for it, and again it was a stupidly low price, so again it just made sense to buy it. But it is a little bit frustrating trying to get all the RCs in it, because it'd be alright if it was just me on my own, but obviously I have the boys, so there's 3 of us. Although my eldest son hopefully will pass his test soon when everything opens up. And I will remind everyone now, because I've almost forgotten again, grub screw in the diff. It's something I always forget to do. go 20,000, 20 and 30 at the front. Funny you should say that, Seb, because a few people have said I should get a Ford Raptor, and I have looked. I was looking at the. Oh, which one were we looking at? If Jack and Callum were on there, I can't remember which one it was now. My mate said there's. It's not the big one, but it's close to being the big one. Right, let that settle for a bit while I catch up on the chats. What's that, Claire? The straight cut gears. Yeah, Martin says. Let's go back a bit further. Right, so addicted to Jack's EXB setup is pretty nice. It is nice, it's got to be said. Especially the PPS motor mount, that is very nice indeed. I do like that. And we got that a good deal on that as well. That was second hand for the whole thing. And then we just had to buy. Adrian at Bad Touch had the cage bit which allows the roll cage to go on, so that was 15 quid I think, so all in, got the whole lot, 95 quid I think it was, so it's not a bad deal. So what are you after, Wasim, when you're in the UK? How long do you have after a failed delivery date? Failed delivery date for what? Sorry, I've missed something. Nine RC, yeah, I could get 9 RCs in there, but it's the big ones. It's the X Max and the Outcast 8S. They just take up so much room. You can't stack them or anything. But if we're taking the Granites, the Notties, the Italians, the EXBs, and everything else like that, I can stack them in there and get a load in there. But it's just taking out the X Max and the Outcast 8S is just messes up for space. Commander Arstig, thank you for coming by. What's cooking, brother? Just doing some maintenance on the new EXB. We run it, we didn't check the disc before we run it because we just wanted to settle it in, do a shakedown, couple of shakedown runs which we've done if you've seen the videos. So we've done some speed runs and some jumping with it. And now I'm just going over the diffs, making sure they're all okay. First one was unsurprisingly low on oil, so no real surprise there though. Based on, I might take a photo of it and stick it up somewhere when we get to the next one. So looks like I've got to do the centre one as well based on how much oil there wasn't in this. How you been there, Austin? Good? Been managing to get out and send it? Nobody ever seems to use any assembly oil or grease. Won't that make the seals wear prematurely? The seals need a full transit yard, do Claire probably. Ian. Need something bigger. But then again, I like, during the winter I like to have a bit of luxury as well, so I like getting getting the heated seats on. You get used to creature comforts, unfortunately. So I'm putting 20,000. You've come back now, have you, Jack? I've put in 20,000 in the rear. I'll put in 30,000 in the front. Just up it a little bit. Taco, how are you? You're working on your V5 Typhon as well? What are you doing on your V5? Hi, Boxy. Thank you for popping by. I'm just going over some EXB diffs. My second least favourite job. And see who can guess what my least favourite job is. That reminds me, I do need to do the have a look at what everyone put down comment wise to see what we're going to do as a giveaway, haven't I? I haven't forgotten that. Just getting round to it. So I haven't forgotten doing that. Looking good. Get this back together. Number one done. Where you get to the bit and you go, oh, I've missed a bit. And now if the diff breaks, of course, Jack ain't gonna be happy with me because he's gonna blame me for the fact it's gone wrong. Seems like everyone's working on their cars tonight. I suppose getting them ready for the weekend, are we all? Lockdown life sucks, Boxy. That's got to be said. It really does. I was listening to myself on some. I hate hearing my voice on our videos, but when I was watching something back, I've noticed that I've really started dropping some of my words as well. I think it's because I'm not interacting enough with people, so I'm sounding very dropping letters. Never mind. So you're putting a Hot Racing 42 tooth spur gear spool kit from chassis, front chassis brace, front hinge pin carriers and a HR motor fan. Nice. It sounds like you're going to be getting ready to send that. No diff issues at all stick. So far all good. I didn't realise, when we first took it out in the first video, with Jack building the world's best armour Kraton, I told him to run it 6S, just as it was its first run, let everything bed in, let everything settle down. But Jack being Jack, unfortunately, he went to get it out of the car, came back and didn't tell me he'd stuck the 4S, he'd put it on 8S. So he ran it 8S, and then we've given it the second run. We've had it 2 runs on 8S. Everything seemed fine, settled down, no diff issues. So seems to run nice and smooth. But as I said, I have got a fully built one ready to go in if this one does give up the ghost. And I've also put the M2C out drives on it as we were doing this, because the other ones they weren't going yet, but they started going on my ones, and they will start. They're just, these things are made of cheddar cheese, I think, or chocolate. I mean, I will keep them just in case we break one of these M2C ones, but we should be good. I'll keep them as spares, get them cleaned up. Who have I missed? RC family. Oh, Sausage Wallet's in the house. Welcome, Sausage. Thank you for coming in. You well? You've just been out bashing, you're in the garage cleaning up your cars, are you, I see? That's good. Again, I hate this time of the year because having all the cleaning you have to do. roll on the spring. What I say. Right, let's see how this fits in with the one shim on it. Out drives. Come on, plop in. Make sure that shim is in there fully. Sometimes they protrude out, but no, that looks like it's in there good. Go down a little. I might clean that cup out a little bit actually. It's just protruding a little bit. Make sure it's all flush and clean and there's no dirt and grease on the inside of this. There's a little bit of dirt there. In we go again. Oh, that's much better. Yep, happy with that. Put some grease in there. And I'll be back to check the chat in a minute. Right. So you've just rebuilt your Felony MT converter. Oh wow. Look forward to seeing that. The EXB Diff and Irons will be ripping at 8S this weekend. Yep, definitely. Definitely look forward to seeing that, Ostig. That looks like, it sounds like it's going to be an absolute beast. Hi Benjamin Bum Grapes, did I say hello to you? If not, I'll say hello now. How's it going, buddy? Taco, I just hit 65 mile an hour on 2050 gear, so I'm hoping to be a bit faster with the sport and the smaller spur. Yeah, you should be. What sort of speed are you aiming to get to? You putting the diff out, is that on your, Wasim, is that on your X-Max? Yeah, those 2 and 3 hour catch-ups. I imagine it did take him a long time to edit. I know how long it takes me to edit a 10-minute video. A lot of people forget how much time, you know, they think, do a YouTube channel, just put it together, stick some videos out. You know, I enjoy doing it, don't get me wrong, but it is a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. But at the same time, it's nice to meet people, get to know people, chat to people on live streams. So, you know, there are upsides to it, that's for sure. But it is a lot of work that people don't, I think, appreciate. I'm in the middle of editing a video at the moment. Hoping to get out for Sunday. Just trying to still keep the videos coming even with lockdown and everything, so. Try and keep everyone entertained still. It's good. Then we've got the front one to work on, which is a little bit more work to get to, but what do we do the centre one first? I could just swap the centre one out for one I've already got, actually, and then rebuild that one off camera if I need to. Because Logic RC were very kind when I had the problems with the other diff. I think whether they meant to send it to me because I'd missed or one of the washers was broken in my centre diff. They did send me a replacement washer, but then about 2 weeks after that, a whole centre diff turned up with spur gear, with the out dries, with the bearings, the full works. So I've got that as well, which I might just drop in here. It says, do not open. Built to spec by engineer. Do not open before using. Do I trust the engineer's spec? Does Jack trust my ability to rebuild an EXB diff? That's the question. Yep, 50. This has got 58 on thick, heavy grass and 67 on the pavement. The limiting factor, really, and I don't really want to do any more. People have been suggesting take the wing off and everything else like that, but the limiting factor of these tyres, they balloon and then the foams will move. And we've already killed one set of Copperhead 2s on my EXB, which weren't that old and used, but the foams have moved after we did the speed runs on it, so I'm reluctant to do too many on this one. It was more of an exercise to see how fast it would go or could go, rather than turning into a speed machine, which I think a lot of people, rightly or wrongly, you know, thought we were doing it just to try and set a speed thing, but we weren't. It was more how fast does it go, just so we know what we're dealing with. Whether it's any quicker than the 1650 kV, which it is, but not a whole lot quicker. But at the same time, what it does do is it does have the ability to punch out a lot easier. So it will accelerate a lot quicker than the 1650. So it doesn't need as much of a run up to really punch and go. Grips are already good. I'm missing anything. Oh dear, even missing loads. Sorry guys. Ah, you bought the tracks. So Wasim bought the tracks of Slash off of Seb. Yeah, Seb sells dodgy stuff. That's the problem. Some people do stick up unedited videos. Not for me though, that. Actually, that grip needs to be moved a little bit. I like to put some work into it. Here's the go. Down a little bit. A bit more. Better. And some people just stick up half an hour long videos with hardly any editing, but that's not me. Oh, see you later, Boxy, thanks for coming by. Oh no, it's Ian, sorry Ian, thanks for popping by. Might see you at the weekend if we get lucky. What have I missed? Yes, still diffing about Bournemouth, just on the rear. Now I'm going to do the front. I'll see how the centre goes, because I've got a centre I can just drop straight in there. But based on the oil in the rear, I'm definitely going to open up the front and the centre. Yeah, I could get some belted trenchers, but again, it's not that they're heavy. But we'll see. You know, we're not. The ground isn't really conducive to going fast anyway at the moment. So once the summer comes, we may well. No, I won't. We may well get some different tyres for it, some belted ones or something, or even ask Martin to strap them up for us. Dan, very funny. Hello Tats, how are you? You just finished doing your EXB diffs, have you? And how are yours? Do you have much oil in yours? Because this rear one was pretty empty. It can take a couple of hours to film, edit, post, but if you enjoy it, it's worth it. I'm editing my second video of the day now. Yeah, you know, I do enjoy it. Sometimes I have to get. I think Jack does do a very good edit, but it does take, you know, he does take longer. I mean, that first one, as you've probably seen, there was some stuff out of sync because the first EXB of this video was supposed to go up first, which is why when we were doing the speed runs on the drifting session with the Armour Limitless and the Infraction, I said, if you want to see more of Jack's video, it would be linked up there. Because that video was supposed to come out afterwards, but it didn't, because Jack, he was obviously busy working up at the Nightingale Hospital as well, and then he just, he likes to try and perfect his edits. And don't get me wrong, they do come out well, they come out very well, but my brain doesn't work quite the same way, so I do what I can. But I'm probably going to put a poll up, see who he thinks does the best edits. Jack Callum and myself. Oh, mustn't forget to put that wing on. No, I pay for, there's a few things I pay for to assist us on YouTube. One of them is TubeBuddy, which just helps you get the correct SEO, keyword searching. It also helps track stuff for you. It's probably worth getting. I think if you're below 1,000 subs, I think it's $4.99 a month. But it also gives you discount on certain other things. So we use something called Epidemic Sounds, which gives you copyrighted free music. As long as you're subscribed and paying the monthly fee, the videos are free. And anything you use and post whilst you've got your license, don't then lose the license. So that's where I get all our music from, but I'm not great at finding good songs. I tend to steal the boys, let the boys find the music and steal theirs. Well, I will confess, sometimes if I'm watching a YouTube channel and I like the sound of the music, and I think, oh, I like that one, I'll stick it on Shazam and see what comes up with. So I'm guessing a lot of people do, because I've seen a lot of people using the same music that we have found ourselves. So I don't know, but you know, there's only so much music, and if we think they're good, other people do think that they're good. So, but sometimes it makes it difficult to find tunes that nobody else has used. And I know we have used some which other people use, and I hope they don't think we're copying them, because we, you know, there's certain channels that I will not deliberately copy their music from. And there's other ones which aren't RC related. I try not to copy anything from an RC related channel, but then sometimes we'll find one, we like the sound of it, we use it, and then we watch an RC channel and we go, oh, they've used it as well. So we definitely don't deliberately do it. If I'm watching, I mean, there's one track which I really liked, which was watching, where the guy that does the fans, I don't know whether you've seen it, it's Fan Showdown stuff, and I really liked one of his songs, so I used that and then found out that other people are using it in the RC world as well. So it was a good track. Tiger Blood, I think it was called. Something. Martin's back. So yours were about 3/4 full when your Mojave was empty. I haven't looked at my Mojave one, to be brutally honest with you. So based on this one, it would be another job I need to do by the looks of it. But this rear one was pretty empty. I should try and take a photo of this if it's bad. But I suppose I could always take a photo from the live stream. Where do I need to turn it off again? I'm going to have to go and get a drink at the moment. These are tiny when you've put them back in the... I haven't taken the Kraton 8, I haven't taken the Outcast 8S ones out yet. I haven't done any work on the Outcast 8S. Because we really haven't used it, if I'm being brutally honest with you. It's sat on the shelf looking pretty, hasn't it, Martin? I think Martin wanted to buy it off me because we weren't using it. I said, no, we will use it. The music part is one of the reasons I love it. Oh, thank you, Small Scale. And welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming by the live stream. That means a lot. We do try and do some good music. Some people like it, some people don't. You copied our music? Yes, I know you did, Seb, you naughty boy. No, look, at the end of the day, it's Epidemic Sounds. It's available to everybody. So, it's not my music, it's just our choice. And if our choice is what people like and other people use it, and I saw RC Kiwis use the same one, a couple of the same tracks that we use. I mean, it's not our music, you know. other people use it. So when it's not like I'm sitting there writing the music and taking ownership of it. I'm not. So it's just, you know, we trawl through it. It takes out. I mean, sometimes I can spend an hour trawling through trying to find a good song. The edit I'm doing now, which is the X-Max on the Water. The first bit of it, I did all the editing and then listened to it, and I didn't like it. Didn't like the music, too repetitive. Way too repetitive, so that got junked and started again. A little bit annoying. It was about 2 hours work down the pan, but I just didn't like it. So hopefully you like the new version of it when it comes out. It's the very first beginning bit. So hopefully you sit and think, oh, and that is Tiger Blood. Tyres, I think it's called. So hopefully you actually like that song now. It was the same gear. I've broken a few parts. Yeah, just it's dodgy. Well, I seen. Seb obviously sold you a dodgy car. Get a drink from my wine fridge. Yeah, I'll be thirsty for a long time because there is no wine in my wine. There's no drinks in my wine fridge. I am unfortunately now. I used to drink a lot when I was younger, and when the boys came along, I stopped drinking. I haven't really thought about drinking since then, to be brutally honest with you. Oh, where's that gone? There it is. There's a bit of a clean up. Problem with this weather, things just rust up. Sucks. Sucks, man. Come on. Thank you. Bare on the old grease as well. But it is shimmed. So you can't complain about that. They did shim it. Not much grease on there. Your X-Mac got stopped by a lamppost. Yeah, I bet the lamppost won. What's up, RC Clan? How are you? Thank you for popping by. Still waiting for the latest short to go. See what happens with that one, because you've had two very good shorts go off, haven't you? Well, gel is the word. I must be posh if I've got a fridge for wine. Well, not really. The story between... So when I bought this house, unfortunately I bought it... The boy's mum and me got divorced, so we obviously had to buy a house. This was all that I could technically afford. It's a 3-bedroom semi, and it was actually my ex deputy head's house, and she lived here from the day she bought it, and it pretty much hadn't been updated since it was made in the 60s. It was still on fuses, it still had cloth covered wire. I hadn't noticed that, so I've had to do a full gut reno on it. New wiring out, new plumbing throughout, heating, moved the heating, extended it, etc, etc. Now, when I sold the old house, that did have a wine fridge in it. But the person that was buying it was being so difficult about stuff that I hadn't listed the wine fridge on the content stuff, so I decided I was having it. And I brought it with me, and then when I put a new kitchen in, I made sure there was space for the wine fridge. So I think it looks good. It's not got anything in it, but it does look good. Well, I think it looks good anyway. You're posh when you can have a wine cellar. Very true. I don't drink wine though, so either of that. If I had a wine cellar, it would be filled with RC cars. There were no whiners that day, Harcourt. No, there weren't. Yeah, the Schultz RC cans seem to take normally 2 days before they hit the Schultz shelf. But you've got one and I've got one that both went up about the same time. They haven't. Mine certainly hasn't hit the Schultz shelf yet. You can normally tell when it does because that's when it starts going off. Oh, look at that again. Gandhi's flip-flop has more moisture in it than this. That is... Take a screenshot of that, I think. Is that focusing? Probably not. Let's do that. Yeah. Gandhi's flip-flop. That's what that is. I store the lipos out in the garage. It's nice and cold. I've got 2 ammo crates down there. I've just bought 2 more. So, I know certain people say you shouldn't use ammo crates, but I don't seal them up. They're better than just leaving them laying around, that much I do know. Now, I tend to put them in lipo bags within the ammo crate as well, so that if one does go off, at least in the unlikely event that one does go off, at least they've got some sort of protection from setting other ones off. Hopefully. And I've bought a fire extinguisher now as well for when I'm charging. Didn't have one before, which is probably a bit schoolboy. I do like these lipo case bags. They don't take up too much space and you can get a very nice. They're cheap as well, only about £2 each, £2.50 each. No, lipos will always get warm when you use them, Seb. It's just you don't want them getting roasting hot. If they're getting roasting hot, then it means they can't keep up with the draw of the motor, which means they're not very good C rating. But other than that, they will get warm. $27 people watching. That's 29 I see, Jack. But there you go. How many thumbs up we got? I can't see on here. It doesn't show any thumbs up, but a thumbs up myself. $50C4 5,500. Yeah, they're a bit. You've got to remember the C rating is also matched to the milliamp hours of the pack. A lot of people forget that. So, you know, if you had like a 10,000 C, there we go, a 10,000 C, 10,000 milliamp hour 25C pack, it would actually be the same as a 5,000 milliamp hour 50C pack in its capabilities. And a lot of people forget that side of it. Bum 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 bum. Clean up. Because obviously the output ampage is C times milliamp hours. Oh, you poo bag. Oh, lots of thumbs up of me now, thank you guys. See how many we can get today, thumbs up wise. Right, you're off. See you later, Logan. Thank you for popping by. Got stuff to do for school tomorrow. Good night, stay safe yourself. Thank you for popping by. I'm going to take all that out, just going to clean it up. A bit of oil in it. I haven't, no, set a watt meter to anything. I imagine, I think you can, on the Castle ESCs it tells you what amp draw it is, and some people have hit 400 amps. And you've got to remember that that's peak, it's not constant. There is a difference obviously between peak and constant. What's up, Stu S4? How are you? Is that Stu S4 because you have an S4? What's happened to Pat? Why? I don't know. What has happened to Pat? I haven't heard anything. Melbourne EJ Adams, United States. You're out the USVI, are you? Very nice. Might have to come and visit you. What's the temp in this garage? It's not that warm, but I've got a heater down there. I've got the door open, so I've got the heat coming in from the house. It's probably 10 degrees centigrade. I guess. So not too bad. But I think we go 30 on the front. We went 20 on the rear. We go a little bit thicker on the front. Back's starting to play up. Man of my heart then, Stuart. I had a B6 S4, then I had a B7 RS4. Then, unfortunately, I got divorced, so I had to sell the B7 RS4. Gutted. B7 RS4 with Miltech non-res exhaust. It sounded the absolute DBs. Then I had 2 Golf Rs. And then I got myself back into an S4. I wanted an RS4, but I just don't do the mileage or the driving now to warrant paying out that sort of money a month for a car that sits on the drive. Much to my 2 boys' disgust, who wanted me to get it. But which RS4 have you got? In the UK, everything, yes, all the buildings, that winds me up in the UK. Every single building, so we've got a load of new houses being built near me, which have got fantastic areas to go bashing, but it's all fenced off. Cannot get into it. And then I watch people like Rick Duke of Bash and RC Dude 81 and everyone else in the US where they have these building sites and they can just go on there and do what they want. Health and safety gone mad in this country, unfortunately. So yes, I do get jealous of the guys that live in country. Lots of sand dunes and gravel pits. It's a nightmare to get. Yeah, you can't get in quarries around here either. They don't like that. There's a good quarry near me, but again, it's all fenced off. Can't get into it. It's just health and safety around here, though, isn't it? That's the problem. Whilst that's settling down, I'm going to go and get a drink quickly. Let that settle for a bit. It's 30, yeah. Have a look on your channel for the RS4 with the Capristo system. Sound was epic. Very nice indeed. RS4 MRC tuned as well, very nice. Is that B, you missed the number off, B7, B8, B9? I'm too old to be a boy racer. Never too old to be a boy racer. I don't actually drive the car fast. When it was manuals, I used to love driving the manuals and changing, dropping down and blipping it. But in an automatic, I've become a bit of an old man. Got the B5, very nice. Very nice indeed. Right, let's go and get a drink. Be right back. BRB. Cheers, guys. And no, it's not wine. So is everyone planning on getting out this weekend or not? What's up, Sean's RC Adventure? Thanks for popping by. See, one of the guys at Model Sports Mates owns a quarry. Well, we need to get there then, don't we, Seb, when I come up to you. That's for sure. Tegrity RC, did I say that right? Thank you for coming by. I think you might be the first time. I don't recognise your name. And if you have popped by, I do apologise, but thank you for popping by. Walking the X-axis, definitely exercise. 100% exercise. No question in my mind, sir. It's mental exercise. Yes, everyone get out. I'll be going back out once or something. Yeah. I can't. I've been in all week. I've been staying in. I've been good. I had Christmas Day on my own. The way I look at it is, if you're outside and you're social distancing outside, I really don't see the harm in it. I really don't. I might have overfilled this one a bit, but I'd rather have too much than too little. Move that round. There's my little screwdriver. Better. Clean this up. Get this one back together and we're 2 down. Does mean I've got to do the EXB ones now, probably before I take it out again. Sucks. Right, let's get this back together. And we'll be 2 down. Now, I know Jack's going to want to play with this one at the weekend. Got some more batteries coming as well, some nice, we've got some smaller 4S ones, slightly lighter, so that will help with the weight on this car as well, because it is quite heavy, I will say that. But It does have a mental amount of power. Going back to catch up on chat 1 second, guys. And one thing you won't find tonight, we shouldn't suddenly run out of, my screen shouldn't freeze because the phone's on charge. I've put a portable power pack on it tonight. See how that feels? That's all right. Should be good, hopefully. Right, what have I missed, guys? One second, let me pop this back in, I'll be right with you. But I'm going to do it now. Stretch my back out a bit. Right, what are we missing? Need to come Middleton Park better, in my opinion. Right, that's where you did that last video, is it, Seb? Yeah, I want to get there, they're quite good. Well, the good thing is, my boys live in Essex, so I'm allowed to actually see them because they're both under the age of 18, so I'm allowed to go out and see them and go over to see them, so I'm kind of like hoping I do get pulled over the police while I'm driving over there. They say, where are you going? I say, I'm going to pick my boys up. They're 17 and 15, so I'm allowed to. It's a bit like that one, I don't know whether you saw, that a couple got fined £200 for driving from Essex to Kent to go and pick up an RC car they bought online. Now, that to me is just bonkers, because the other option is it got posted. Now, posting it would have meant the people that were selling it would have had to go down and queue up in the post office, exposing themselves to people queuing in the post office, exposing the people behind the post office counter, which would then pass it on to somebody else, and then you've got the people delivering it, and the people walking around with it, and then the people delivering it to the house. So a lot more people were exposed than somebody driving from Essex to Kent to go and pick a box up. I think sometimes it's the police being Gestapo and just looking at it as a tax. Look at, oh, is that the, oh, Seb, can you send me that link on Messenger, please? Is that grease box, in that grease box yet? Yeah? Plastic, yes, it has a plastic thing that you push down and the grease comes up. You can press it on the back of the grease gun to refill it, yep. People are getting fined for getting takeaways, so people are getting fined for taking takeaways? No way, that is just stupid. I think some police are just using it as a tax. They really are, they're on a power trip, some of the police, and I don't agree with that. And I think it would depend on what police officer you come across. Personally, you come across some which are just complete a-holes, for want of a better word. They're just going to, they're not even going to ask you. The same as when on anything though, if you're driving and they just decide to stop you and fine you for even something you haven't really done wrong. But unfortunately, that is the world we live in. You get some good ones and some bad ones, and the bad ones will spoil it for the good ones, unfortunately. You always just do a runner. Some grease in there. More grease than Armour put in, that's for sure. Yummy, yummy. Enough. Here's some music. Well, the problem is, rightly or wrongly, and someone was saying this, and I don't think it's enforceable either. But someone was saying that because it's a penalty fine, your acceptance of the fine is your acceptance of liability, and if you don't take it, then they arrest you. But hopefully, I won't have to find out. But it is all wrong. I don't know whether you've noticed as well, Flysky 84, what's on the back of this EXB. You probably can't see. You recognise the mud guards? Thank you very much. Didn't put the centre. I did have the centre one in there, but it doesn't really fit in there very well with the M2, not the M2C, the CRC hinge pin holders. What's everyone's most expensive crash? Good question. overall, I really haven't had one that's been... I've had one that looked bad, but actually it turned out to be really, really cheap. I say really cheap, it was just a shop standoff, 4p. And a arm, I think it was. So it wasn't actually that expensive. But overall, you know, I've had enough jumps and everything on my EXB that I bent the chassis, so I bought a new chassis. That's 130 quid. But this weekend might be different. It might be an expensive weekend, this one. Might be. Right, oh no, that wasn't on charge there. No, I'm 2 down now though, Bournemouth. Front and rear done, just putting the front back together, and then we'll be getting into the centre one and seeing what's going on there. Needs bringing in a bit. Better. Right, what have I missed? What do you think your first chassis upgrade will be on this Kraton? It will be, well, we've got the PPS motor mount, so that's upgrade there. What else have we upgraded? We have upgraded the rear, so we've got M2C hinge pins, the 001 or the 10 steel, tall steel hinge pins, with custom RC upgrade front and the hinge pin holders. So they were a must as far as I could. We already bent some hinge pins on it, and the stock hinge pins are pretty weak. So that was that. The other thing I will be getting for it is the M2C rear shock tower brace, because that is another area of these which can need strengthening. And I'll probably put an M2C chassis on it, if I'm brutally honest, at some stage. Jack doesn't know that yet, and if Jack's not listening, he won't know that yet. So, but at some stage I probably will get him one of those. He's a bit behind on stuff that I've been buying for, you know, Callum's had more cars and I've bought more stuff for Callum than I have for Jack, so Jack is due to have some upgraded stuff from me. He doesn't know that yet, or when I get around to it. Once I've got this on, I will check all your comments, because I know I've missed loads. I do apologise. Right. Yeah, they need. Yeah, they do. And it's the annoying thing is, if you don't admit it and confess it, they take you to court. Which then, you know, what they change you with is accept this fine, or go to court, where you could get nothing, or you could get a much bigger fine. So it's almost like bribery. You know, take this small fine and be done with it. Don't argue with us, or take the bigger, or risk getting a bigger fine when you go to court. I think that's all wrong, but there you go. Just found your video adding the armoured wing to the big rock. watching now on my other phone. Has anyone else done this? Yeah, quite a few people have done it that I know of. Talking about it. We'll see what it looks like in the flesh. There we go. I did forget, and I did put it in the pinned comment, I did forget that you do need to cut out the rear of that there. It does really help protect the rear of that. And I need to clean this up because this is going to be going 100 miles an hour soon. You're in V2 infraction on 8S. Wow, what motor's in that addicted? Is that on the stock motor on 8S? Have you thought about installing a smaller wing on top of your front shock towers to help with the speed runs? Not really. I mean, it was only really to see how fast. So it wasn't to make it go as fast as we possibly could. It was more to see how fast it did go. The problem, always a limiting factor with these cars is the tyres. These are not made to go 70 miles an hour, which is why the Italian doesn't have them. You know, they balloon out, the foams degrade and mess up and everything. So it was more, how fast can it go, not how fast do we want it to go. Have you thought about installing Diff case? Always look bad, but it's only yeah. Your one at Paddlesworth, Bournemouth looked horrendous, with everything just disintegrating and flying everywhere. But as you say, it's like 10 quid for the new Diff case. Most expensive crash was getting it run over, £150. But well, don't get it run over by Seb. That's a simple thing. Your upgrades cost, yeah, I mean at one stage, when I used to drive all the time, we used to go to Grovewood, I was spending in excess of £100 a week on either repairs or upgrades, and it was getting a bit bonkers. But it was fun, enjoyed it. That's why I've taken a bit of a step back from driving when we're doing really big sends. I was out last weekend, I didn't film any, I just did driving, which I really enjoyed, just took the X-Max. Just had some fun. Other way around for you, Dan. Yeah. Snap the shiny stuff, Dan. Snap the shiny stuff is addictive. Shiny stuff is addictive. It's very, very, very true. Especially carbon. Love a bit of carbon fibre. Have you seen Raz for his carbon fibre kit for the Limitless or Infraction? Ouch! $240 though. That's well lumpy, but there you go. It is what it is. I like bashing at the weekend, because if I break it, I'm on Model Sport Sunday night or Monday, ordering everything, getting it express delivered, so it's with me either Tuesday or Wednesday, in time to fix in a live stream or get it ready, all the stuff ready for the weekend. Sell old parts, Bournemouth, don't break them. I like to upgrade for a break so I don't get caught short out bashing, even though I usually do. Well, I always buy the upgraded parts but never fit them until I break them. So in my bag I always have spare A-arms, anything I think might break. I try and have those, so if we do break anything that's fixable on the field, I have the spares to fix them. Definitely A-arms, always have A-arms with me, shock rod ends, etc, etc. Armour chassis was in high demand, so you definitely sell it. Yeah, Bournemouth's right down south. But we must get down, once it's all over Bournemouth, I'm definitely coming down to meet up with you down there. Big Rock the plan is to make that Big Rock go 100 miles an hour. I've got the motor mount for it, and I've got the new pinions. And I think I can go bigger. So I've got the custom RC upgrade motor mount, and I measured what size pinion I could. No one seemed to know what's the maximum pinion you can fit on that. So Martin said, we'll use a mod 1 one and see how big it will go. So I did, and it looked like it would go up to about 23, 24. So I got a 23, 24 and a 20. But because these are DP48, they're slightly smaller, so I think I'm probably going to 25, 26. But then it depends on the tyres. That gearing on the stock tyres will get me to 100 miles an hour, but I don't think the stock tyres will take it. So they might have to drop down, which means I'm going to need a higher KV motor. Can't tell you all my plans, but the biggest challenge is going to be aerodynamics. I doubt we'll keep that body on it. The good thing about the 3S line is they're all interchangeable. So we could change the body mounts on it and put the Typhon body on it. I've got to take the Typhon the spur gear out because that's metal in there, and I might have to upgrade the diffs to the metal diffs. Big Rock V3 or Kraton Success for a basher. Depends what you want, how much you want to spend. If you're going Kraton Success and you live in the UK, don't go for the V5, go for the EXB. It's only £21 more expensive with a Max 8 Dumbo RC and a DS servo. And if you're then asking between an EXB and a Big Rock, EXB every single day of the week. I don't know whether I said hello, Ryan Smith. I'm not sure whether I said hello to you already, so if I haven't, I will do now. If I have, you can get a double hello. What's up, Gants? How are you? So I'm catching up on the chat here. EXB parts are getting better on their availability. There's still certain parts that you can't get hold of, which is really annoying, like the diff gaskets. You still can't get hold of those. You need to get. I haven't got all the HD arms yet. I'm not changing them out until they break. I've got a rear and a front in my bag, so if we break one, I'm covered. If we break two, I'm not covered. You forgot it was Thursday because you were gaming, Callum. That's why. But thank you for popping by, and I hope you've given me a like, Callum. Got 32 in the stream. Wow. God, playing catch up now. Hi Dan, how addicted? Hi Callum, West Coast RC Club, nice. Hi addicted, Tats, West Coast RC, Spectrum Smart System. We set up after watching Hardcore vids. Oh, thanks Ryan. Can't remember if you answered this or not. Did you get ARC Hobbies or WFO? I got them from B&M. $20 from B&M. I forget what the shipping was. Can't remember, but they're on their way. I've got the red ones as well because the X-Max is red. Presumably they're the right ones, but I looked on there, I saw them on there. That's where Martin got his why have I got so many screws left over? They go to that. Oh, they go under there, don't they? They go on the top. Where Martin got his belt drive system from. So I'm presuming they're all the same. If not, hopefully I've got the better ones rather than the worst ones. Our subs have been going up rapidly. It's got to be said. I'm very, very happy. Be good to get to 2,000 by the end of the month. I don't see it, but you never know. I think we've gained. I think we've gained about 150 since last Friday. And the subs are going up very, very quickly, which is good. As long as they are real. I don't buy subs if anyone's thinking. I don't buy views, don't buy subs. Don't do any of that malarkey. So I just hope they're real subs though, rather than, you know, people that actually are interested in the channel come in, etc, etc. That's mean, where do they go? They go there, they go there. I haven't missed anything. Oh, I have, you muppet. You absolute muppet, David. I didn't screw on the hinge pin cover. I was just checking out the diffs, Callum, really, because obviously we've run Jack's car, but we never checked the diffs over. So, you know, after running it for a bit, I thought I'd check them over, change the oil, put clean oil in, because it's a bit like a normal car. You give it a service after you've run it for a little bit. So I did, and lo and behold, the oil was very, very low, so I just got the centre one to do now. Yeah, that could have been interesting with the very interesting. The hinge pin come flying off. Yeah, I don't think Jack would have been too pleased with me if I'd have left that off. And the hinge pin come flying out, I think he'd have had a sense of humour failure. Did you ever find out where your extra screws went, Seb? Or your missing screws, or whatever they were? So if you know, it's a long way to Cumbria, but we have to go ahead. We have to go ahead on building the tracks. So you and the boys come in to cut the ribbon. Oh, if we get invited, we'll come up there. If you think we're worthy, thank you. It'd be good to get another track in the country. Yeah, I totally agree, RC Plant. 0 point in cheating, because you're only cheating yourself. And plus, I don't think it does the channel any good. I'd rather have real people. I never expected to get 100 subs, to be brutally honest with you. Callum started this channel just for a bit of fun and everything. I sort of like took it over when I got furloughed. Give me something to do. Started doing some Drifter, and then we were obviously on lockdown and there's what else. So started doing some Drifter Maniac challenges. People started following us, and then it's just gone from there. And I am shocked and stunned that people actually tune in and watch our videos. But it's humbling at the same time. And it was very humbling on Sunday when I was out, and suddenly Brad RC, never met him in my life before, knew him, you know, through the channel and everything. Suddenly he comes out and goes, "Oh, you're Hardcore RC," and it was quite funny, you know. It's like rock fanboy moment. I had it once before with some kids when I was at Tunbridge Park. Some kids came over and went, "Oh, you're Hardcore RC? Oh, we follow your channel and everything." It's quite funny and humbling at the same time. It's weird. Never thought of being, you know, famous or anything like that. I don't think I am famous, but it is quite funny and weird. Right. Uh-oh. Chat, stop moving. Sorry, guys. What have I missed? What's the verdict on the EXB bumper? The jury is out, if I'm being brutally honest. Now, we haven't had an issue with it. I've had some really bad nose landings on my one. It's been solid, good, saved the car. However, I have seen people have issues with it where it's ripped the diff case apart because of the way it attaches. Now, it attaches the same sort of way as a T-bone or a POS one. And we did have a problem with the T-bone one on Callum's Notorious, where actually the way it attaches here to the front bulk, the front diff case there. T-bone one does the same, and on a landing Callum managed to break a hot racing aluminium diff case in half with the T-bone front bumper. So I think the RPM one personally is the best one you can get. If I'm being honest about front bumpers, it's what we put on the Talion now, and I do think it is probably the best front bumper you can get. The only downside to it is obviously it doesn't come with the hinge pin Brits. And the other thing with this one, you can't put M2C or CRCU hinge pin holders on it with this bumper. So the jury's out on it. I haven't changed them. I might change them, but at the moment we're leaving with our. Night, Emily. Stay safe. Hope you get your car fixed up soon. Yeah, we didn't have that many. I mean, we grew a lot of subs when I bought the Outcast 8S because I was pretty much. It was released in the UK before it hit the US. We got it week 1, and I immediately did some videos on it, like 3 videos almost back to back. And as it was, they were pretty much the first English-speaking videos on the Outcast 8S. We got a lot of views on those and a lot of subs. I say a lot of subs. In terms of the size of the channel at the time, which is about 200 subs, we did get a lot of subs from that. That's really when the channel started growing, was August. So whilst it's been going a year, it really didn't really start get going properly until August. Where did you get the Unbreakable X-Max body from, Addicted? Just curious, because I've been looking at different ones, but can't make my mind up on which one to get. Your subs should go up pretty quick. Your videos are entertaining. There's a huge following, and you're definitely being watched. Hopefully 2021 gets you to... Well, it would be nice. I'm glad you like, you know, personally, I watch, you know, probably as I'm editing it, so I don't see what everyone else sees. I do follow some other channels which I really enjoy. Some I enjoy, some I don't. So I'm glad that people enjoy our ones. We try and make it entertaining, try and make it of a family type thing as well, which it is for us. So hopefully we're trying to improve our editing skills as well and everything else like that. So have a bit of a laugh at the same time and do some informative stuff. I've got a new one coming out on fixing bearings, which I've made a bit of a joke out of it as well in a funny sort of way. Yeah, it does transfer, so it does have the bumpers here, whether you can see those, which obviously do take a lot of that out. but then it transfers it into the, I think it's more if it goes down, it pulls away and then pulls at the everything here. And I think that's what happened on Callum's one, which is why it ripped the front of the diff case off, which is why I didn't put, I've got a Vitaphone one, but I won't put it on Callum's because of that very issue. Right, let's get into this centre diff. The question is, what did Jack do? Try and take that side out because I think Jack glued it down somehow, possibly. So I'll take this side out and flip it over this way. Oh, come on. Come on. Glue this in, did you, Jack? Right, there we go. Gotcha. Oh, can't go that way. That's really annoying because the fan's in the way. So have to push that out. Come on. No room to work on these. Super tight. Pliers. The glasses. Problem with when you put these big power systems in, it's this centre brace does then take a bit of getting out. Do it either. Come on. Come on. Gotcha. It's a clean up. Probably there's a bit of rust on there is what's doing it. Look at this sucky weather. got it. Man, that was a pain in the backside. Right. Comments. Use mold grips, use mold grips. Yeah, I didn't want to damage the coating though, Jack. It's just, the problem is it's got a bit of rust on this bit here, which was then stopping it pulling through. Read the chat. Grab the shaft in the visible centre. Yeah, I did that in the end. Maybe that's, if that's what you did, maybe you've just caught it a bit. See you, Liam. Thank you for popping by. Hopefully you caught this before you've gone. My front bumper split apart and my front diff broke. Yeah, as I said, the jury's out. We haven't had an issue with it. If we do have an issue, hardcore, it'd be nice if we need to chat while I build it. It would be, but you try doing two things at once, mate. I've cleaned it up now, so it's all right. I wanted to get it out before I then read the chat. Is that all right? It would have come out with a bit of square GT85, you're quite right. Jack's not happy with me. He's not happy with me because I wasn't reading the chat. Yeah, well, the reason you did it and didn't care about the coating is the reason it rusted a bit more, Jack. Which made it difficult for me to get out. But don't worry about that. Thank you, Dad, for doing my diffs. You're welcome, my dear little boy. My dear young Padawan. You're more than welcome for doing your diffs. Oh, should you use it? It's not my car though, is it, Jack? Or is it my car now? I can't remember. I will give it a squirt GT85 though, don't worry. Because it was all nice, watching those videos, you could see it was all nice, shiny and new. And now it's not all nice, shiny and new. It'd be a bit messed up now. It'd be a bit dirty, it'd be. Well, you shouldn't neglect it, should you? It's the time of the year, Jack. Everything is damp out, unfortunately. It can't be helped. It's just one of those things, unfortunately, isn't it? I'll give it a little clean whilst I'm in here, make it all nice and shiny for you again. I'm going to read the chat now. Your cars do get the special treatment of GT85. This has had GT85 on it. But at the same time, I have to come home and do all the cars. Oh, I see. It goes like that. Right. Got it. Now I know how that goes. I'll give this a little clean for you. Look. Jack Lee, way to really up the content lately. It's always been good, but weird you guys have gotten to the point where you can take a few jumps, do some other stuff, whatever it may be, and bam. Yep. Your cars do get treatment, Callum. Stop saying they don't get treatment, because they do. I'm the mechanic. Yes, I am the mechanic. On the bank account, to a certain degree. They do look, I mean, brand new, the EXBs do look very, very nice. I didn't want to, almost didn't want to run the Mojave. It just looks so nice. But, and the EXBs do, my body's now absolutely trashed on the EXB. Need to get a new one, really. Oh man, there's a lot of dirt in here. Did you not clean this, Jack, after you drove it? In Tunbridge Park? I'll give that a clean before I put it all back together, don't worry. Oh, your fan's come undone as well. Sort that out. I might run an extension from your receiver box, Jack, because I'm not sure whether that's going to stay on the ESC with the jumps that you do. You want to take the wheelie bar off the X-Max, but I'm thinking it's kind of saves the bulkhead a bit more. Some people said it's good, some people said take it off, Seb. Some people said it acts as a springboard so that when you come down on the back, it springs you onto the front. How true that is, I don't know. So we haven't landed on the back, but I'm sure we will do at some stage. This weather just sucks at the moment, doesn't it? Everything just gets damp. Sucks. It sucks. It really, really sucks. Getting worse. Could have had seized bearings like my EXB boys, Jack. What have you bought for you? Custom RC upgrade rear hinge pins. M2C hinge pins front and back. What else have I bought for you so far? Oh yeah, M2C ESC mount. Nice hair. Look at that hair. No, it hasn't been cut. What happened? What's up, DJ Hunter? Nothing's happened, we're just servicing it. Going over the diffs because they hadn't been gone over, and glad we did because there wasn't a lot of oil in there. In fact, they were pretty empty. Shockingly empty, actually. Good old Armour QC. And some of your cling film in here though, Jack. Bit cleaner. Not perfect, but a bit cleaner. Oops. Right, let's get this diff apart and have a look at it. See what this one looks like. Stock oil on this is 100,000, I think. I've never pulled apart. Actually, no, tell a lie. I have, because I had one of the new ones we had go wrong. So I had a look at it and it lost. It was the blue DS servos, had two of them go wrong. So I did pull them apart and I fixed one of them. And the bits from the other one. But I'm not convinced on them. So what do we reckon, guys? How much oil is this one going to have in it? Full up? Empty? Half full? So a little... What do we think, guys? What's up, Hunter? DJ Hunter? Yes, this is Jack's EXB. We've done 2 runs on it now, so I'm just going over the diffs. See what they look like, just checking the oil, replacing the oil, because I like to run them a couple of times before you change them all, and then just put fresh oil in to get rid of any metal that might have settled in the old oil. Better be full up, lol. Well, the last 2 weren't. The rear one was pretty empty. Both of the front and the rears, Gandhi's flip-flop would have had more moisture in it. So, let's have a little look-see on this one. Drum roll. That's a bit better. Still not great though. It's a bit better, but still not magic. I doubt we'll get that out tonight. Normally it takes, because it's 100 weight oil, it takes a bit longer to come out. Bum 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 ba-dum. Be so careful because you can't get these gaskets at the moment. I think until February you can't get them. Is that one done? It wasn't too bad. This one was better than the other ones have been. The front and the rear were disgracefully empty. These were better. The centre one was better, especially as a sticker. .3D print, well, it depends which one you need the most. I've Jack's 3D printer over there, but I haven't got anywhere to set it up at the moment. And I need to learn how to 3D print. I haven't a clue. How hard is it to fill a diff up? Well, quite clearly quite hard for the little Chinese guys. They seem to have great difficulty in filling the diffs. A little squirt and they think it's done. Chris wins, does he? What did Chris say then? Moist, yeah. Love that word. It has to be my favourite word, I think. Rightly or wrongly. What's my pick for the best 10th scale basher money note object? Well, my honest opinion, and it is fairly limited in exposure, but I would say the best 10th scale basher would be the Armour Granite. Does it become right? I don't think it does, and I think that's the whole point that you use silicone oil, is because it doesn't get a lot runnier when it gets hot. There must be a reason they use silicone oil. That would have been annoying if I dropped that on this garage floor. I don't normally do the diffs in the garage, I normally do them in the kitchen. But I could have live streamed in the kitchen, I suppose. But then again, I wouldn't have had the car in there. I normally take the diffs out and then go and do them in the kitchen. But also, the Armour stuff always seems to be black oil they use. It's horrible stuff. To be fair, do we know the working condition of the assemblers? Would you feel bad if they're exploited and forced to make as many as possible in the smallest possible time? I would actually, yes. I think I can honestly say, if I found out that Armour were exploiting their workers, I would probably boycott Armour until such. Well, it's an Armour, it's probably Horizon. Until such time as they stop doing it. But then again, it's all depends what exploited is. As long as they're paid fairly, and obviously paid fairly over there is different to paid fairly over here. As long as they're allowed their working hours and their working breaks and everything else like that, and it's fair, then okay. But if they're being exploited, No, I don't agree with that. That meant the price went up, that meant the price went up. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Oh, that has come out, that's Andy Harry. A bit of a cleaning there. The Max is good, no question about it. I've seen the Max, but for me, I think it's the Armour Granite. I think, or any of the Armour 3S range. They're all good. Big Rock, but I don't have more than 2 packs through that. My Max has been thoroughly tested. Yeah, Max is tough. Big Rock, I like the Big Rock, but it's not my favourite out of the 3S range. My favourite 3S is either the Typhon, I think, or the Granite. I bought the Outcast 4S because I wanted the Kraton 4S. Well, Jack did, but we couldn't get it because it had gone out of stock everywhere. So I did get one of the last Outcast 4Ss, mainly because I love jumping the Granite, and that. But the Granite was obviously Callum's rather, and he learned to jump on the Granite. So I thought, well, if I get the Outcast 4S, I could learn to jump, but it's a little animal, so twitchy in the air. But great fun, don't get me wrong. This is the most diffs I've ever done in a night. What's up, Matthew Savu? How are you? Thank you for popping by. Yeah, they should do a wide max kit, because then it would. The only thing that I think lets down the X Max versus the Outcast 8S is the stance. And the Outcast 8S is wider, so it has more stability around the corners. I think if Traxxas were to do a wide max kit, or whatever you want to call it, it would definitely open things up a bit. Certainly make the competition different. 100,000 would go. We'll go 200. What do you want in the middle, Jack? 100 or 200? I don't think I've got 200 actually. 300 or 100. I'll go stock. We go stock. I would definitely get the wide max kit for it, because I heard that it makes a big difference to the max going wide max. And probably the max should come with the wide max kit as standard. Big BRC, how are you? The Blue Jelly Skateboarding, hi, and welcome to the stream. I think you're first time caller. Thank you for popping by. Quite a few people in tonight. Lots of new faces, which has been nice. Oh. Sucks doing this thick oil though. Need to get on the chat, guys. I need to get chatting a lot because I'm going to let this settle. Another long stream, almost 3 hours. I don't know why some people are upset. It's to say, you know, it's a basher. That's why, I mean, I loved it. Loved it. X-Max is close to becoming my favourite car. I went out, I will confess, I did go out Sunday. I took 3 cars with me. I took the X-Max, I took my Kraton EXB, and I took the Typhon 3S. 1 car came out with me and the other 2 stayed in. And it was the X-Max that I took out. It's weird. It is really, I mean, the X-Max is really, really growing on me. And when I saw it, probably back in June, if the boys are on there, I wonder if they can remember when we saw it. We went to TJD Models and they had one in there and I went, no, I don't like it, never get one of those. Too big, rolls over, body pops off all the time. And now I'm thinking about buying a second one. Let's settle down a bit. You can't see my hair tonight, guys. So do you prefer this? Do you prefer to see me, or do you prefer to see the action on the car? I guess that's I might do that as a poll for those that did pop by the stream, just to see where we set the camera up. I might do that as a poll. X-Max is a beast. I love blasting that rig. Yeah, wide max, oh my god, watch out. Wide X-Max will be killer. Absolutely killer. Maybe we should petition Traxxas to bring out a wide max kit. Wide X-Max kit. Because that would be killer. Hi Darcy Duke, what's up? Nice diff work, yep. Almost done. We've got the rear done, we've got the front done, now we're doing the centre. Kind of glad I did do it tonight before we get out again with this car, because they were pretty empty. I can't wait for it to get warm as well. We're on the home straight now though, Seb. You know, we're almost out of January. That'll be February. Before we know it, it'll be March. It'll be nice and warm. Evenings are already starting to get longer. You know, we're on the home stretch now. X-Max handles just well. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Just go a bit slow around the corners, that's all. And actually, when we were at Arc, the X-Max, I thought, handled really, really well at Arc. Especially in the wet, with the slippery surface. I thought it did well. Yeah, I'll go and watch that afterwards. Yeah, go and watch the video ripping it around, doing figure eights. It's wide there's a few really good options for 3S, 4S rigs, even the Red Cat Kaiju. The Red Cat Kaiju does look really good, it's just, I don't think we can get it in this country, we have to import it. And then we have problems with spares. Horizon, for whatever reason, I think they own Red Cat as well, just don't supply the Red Cat stuff to the UK, which kind of sucks. Now I think I've added the Kraton 4S to everyone's growing list of RCs, especially after how impressed I was with the Big Rock. Kraton 4S, I wanted one. I love the 3S cars. I think they're very, very capable. In fact, I recommend them to a lot of people. I always say don't dismiss them. A lot of people go, they're plastic, they're only 3S. But for what they do, they are tough out the box, they're quick, they jump well, and they're not that expensive for what you're getting. I mean, they're a bargain as far as I'm concerned. But so that's why I wanted the Kraton 4S. Well, Jack wanted the Kraton 4S, but obviously it went out of stock. Well, that will be, the new ones are supposed to be out beginning of 2021, so should be very, very soon. And I will be getting a Kraton 4S. Yeah, you would need longer CVDs, but it's the same as the Max. You need longer CVDs for that, You probably need to make it a bit stronger, but no different from the length of the CVDs on the Outcast 8S, Seb. I think, yeah, as I said, I think it turns really, really well. I mean, obviously the Outcast 8S does turn slightly better because it's wider. But for the size, the X-Max is lighter, so I think a lot of people have issues when they start putting the Max 5s in and raising the centre of gravity, etc. But I love driving it. I think it drives really, really well. Really, really well. And I never thought it did. I never thought it would. And when I drove Kevin's, he let me have a drive of it. Well, Martin let Jack have a go of his first, and then Jack was on the way home, Dad, when we getting one? Dad, when we getting one? And I hadn't driven one, Callum hadn't driven one. So I was like, I don't know, it's a lot of money, this, that and the other. And then we went out, Martin, Claire, it was the mudding, when we all got really muddy, funniest day out ever. And Kevin let me have a drive of his, and that was it. I did get one. Never looked back. Should have got one sooner. No question about it. You've bent some dry, yeah, I mean they're easy to straighten out, just a bit of hammer, whack them on a bit of wood and straighten them out. Infraction or felony both in stock at Model Sport. What do you have at the moment, Adidas? Do you have an infraction or a felony at all at the moment? Or do you have a limitless? Now, me personally, love the look of the felony. Seen it in the flesh, absolutely beautiful car. Not that the infraction's not good looking, because it is. My biggest issue with the felony is the rear tyres and the size of them, and you can't get third-party tyres. You have to buy the Armour ones. And knowing how quickly we go through tyres, if you're driving it, you're going to be, that's £35 for a rear set. And if you get and because they're different size, you can't even put GRPs on the front because GRPs are smaller. So you'd have to go Armour all round. That's £70 a set. That's what puts me off the felony, unless you then change the rear diff so it's the same all the way around, and then you could put the third-party tyres on. So, but you could always buy a infraction and then buy a felony body to put on the infraction. That's another option. Yeah, I mean, I love the. I haven't really done racing, but I don't race the X-Max. The X-Max is not for racing. The X-Max is for bashing, sending high. I have got one slight problem. I blew a tyre on, not blew a tyre, but it came unglued on at the weekend, so I've glued that back on. But I have noticed some of the wheels have got cracks in them already on the inside rim. So I have to keep an eye on that. Probably only because we're sending it as high as we do at that stupid skate park that we go to. What's up, RC Master? How are you? Did I find it easy to handle when I first drove it? Yes. And that's what sold me on it. It was easy to drive, easy to handle. It was enjoyable. And even now, as I said, I went out on Sunday and I love my EXB, but my EXB I love for the fact you can send it really, really high. But it was the X-Max I took out because I enjoy driving the X-Max. I look forward to driving the X-Max. It's weird. Okay, Kevin, thanks. Yeah, they're just slightly cracked on the inside, but I'm not too worried about it. It's not going in water with those. I've got the paddle tyres for that, so. No, Claire isn't in the... Ian was in the chat earlier, but he's gone. Yeah, I've got... Kevin, as I said, Kevin, thank you for letting me drive your X-Max. Again, I'll say it because I do love it. And if I hadn't have driven yours, I probably wouldn't have bought one still. And now I'm pleased I have, and it's getting close to being my favourite car. Don't let the Armour fanboys hear that. Have you finished doing your diffs then, Kev? You get through yours quicker than I've got through mine. Yeah, and I've got a few other... The weird thing is, a few other people are going to get them as well now. I've been having a word with Bars and Stone and saying you've got to get one. So I think he's going to get one next as well. And I know... I've forgotten his name now. Chat to him a lot. He just bought one. And he actually... His was a red one. It was looking far too pretty at the weekend. So we did get him to send it. I think... When you look at the X-Max, you just think it's too big, too lumbersome, cumbersome, etc., etc. But actually, when you then get hold of it and control it, it doesn't feel like it doesn't drive like a big car. Come on. It is actually a joy to drive. It's weird. Are you going to finish them tomorrow, Kev? Yeah. It is my second least favourite job, but I thought I'm on the stream, I'm talking to people for a change. I've been stuck at home on my own all week, so whilst I'm talking to people, whilst people are on the stream, might as well get all of them done. Then I can finish editing my video tomorrow. What have I missed? Stop telling Bars and Stone to get it. Why? He needs to get one. Yeah, the discount was very. I mean, two things that made it easy for me as well. Being brutally honest with you, my parents had said they would put some money towards my next car, and then I think it was you said that put me on it. I was waiting for the rock and roll body to come back in, but it was out of stock. Red would not have been my choice, but £150 off an X-Max to have a red body wasn't really a difficult decision. Who's in the chat? The mini video is one of the best videos Kev's done today. It was a good video. I'm about halfway through your last 3-hour one. And I'm pleased to see that you put you taking me out in it. I did suspect that would be in there. Next stream, well, I struggle to keep up with, what we got, 24 people in the chat. I mean, how Kevin does it with however many the hundreds that he has in the chat, I don't know. I really don't know. Laughing at your boy scratching the body. Yep. Have you sent me a link for that new car, Seb? If you haven't, if you could, please, save me looking it up. Feels good. You're currently getting the last parts to make your infraction felony limitless mix. Interesting. What are you mixing up on it? Right, stop Jack moaning at me. There's some GT85 on there. Yeah, thanks Seb for sending that then. Yeah, seen as ZD is officially licensed. Ask Banggood for it, but might cancel it if it's unlicensed. Would that make a difference then? I suppose it, yeah, probably would do, wouldn't it? Never know, Banggood might send it to me free. Doubt it. They wanted me to do £1,000 of sales. Before I did just ask them to send if they could send me anything to review, and they said, well, once you've done £1,000 of sales in a month, we'll let you choose something for up to £100 in value. So I went, okay, fine. Move on. Forget that idea. Just carry on doing what we're doing. And I'm hiding my hair. So do you guys prefer the angle of the camera here, or do you prefer it when it's up higher and you can see more of my ugly mug? Or do you prefer seeing it being closer to the action, what's going on with the car? Yeah, Claire's channel, they do have a felony with red on it. That was, it's got some custom RC upgrades, bits and pieces on it. It's got red carbon fibre, looks very nice. Very nice indeed. The least fun bit, getting these things back in. Come on. Ah, very true, Kev. I wouldn't have, yeah. I wouldn't have thought about that. Very, very good point. You can't promote fake stuff. Yeah, that'd be good, Kev, doing the UK, yeah, because there is a skate park website, isn't there, you go to? But it's got a GoPro logo, Monster logo, Hoonigan logo on it, so imagine it probably is. It might not be though, Seb, you never know with Banggood and the Chinese. Why the price difference between the EXB rollers? What, between the Mojave and the Kraton? Probably the same difference as the price difference between the non-roller ones. Body shell for one. The body shell on the Mojave is a lot more expensive than the EXB. It's a longer chassis. There is more plastic bumpers on it. Do I think it's worth the extra? Questionable. It is questionable. But a lot of it is the body shell, because it is more expensive with the people in it, etc. But for some reason the different colour body shells are different prices as well. I'm going to connect that up. Jack probably won't like it, but I'm going to connect that up differently to what he's doing. I don't think that's going to stay on there. With a big jump and a big land. See you later, Sean's RC Adventure. Thank you for popping by. Yeah, I've never had a ZD Racing bit of kit, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. I know a lot of people use the ZD Racing shocks on things like the Armour 3S cars. I don't know what they're like though. Oh, now which way round does this go? I'm guessing it goes that way round, because I'm pretty sure we took it off this way round, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. Ask people, yeah, I could actually, I have seen that. I don't know how you do it though. I'm going to have to look into doing it, because it would be quite, I think it'd be quite good to have a a joint live. Bit hard to do work on the car, maybe just a joint live chat session, I don't know. Although I was on one the other day and it just a bit, maybe it's just the people that were on it, it was just a bit stale. No one seemed to want, no one seemed to want to do any talking. But maybe I'm looking to see how you do it. Maybe get Bournemouth on, Kev on, Claire's on. Who else does them? Bars, get him on. Might put something up on the community page about it. I've got to look into how you're doing it first though, and then some people might not want to do it though. Can I 3-star most town 13s? No. A lot of them I can, and a lot of them I could with the... and people are probably thinking, what the hell are we talking about? Talking about Clash of Clans now. We had a perfect war. Our second last war was perfect. Depends on the base layout. Some are easier than others, and depends on the strategy. I mean, obviously, now they're nerfing the... lightning wizards or whatever you want to call them. I've got to change because I was using the lightning wizards. The easy attack. It's just keeping up with it when the meta keeps changing. Makes it a bit of a pain. What about you? Can you 3-star most of them? Are you a pro player? Show my hair. Why? Everyone would laugh. Here comes my hair. It's horrible. It needs cutting. I haven't had it cut. The last time it got cut, I think, was November, October. All over my ears, because unfortunately the barbers got shut because they had COVID, and then we came out of, then we had Christmas, then we were in we went into tier 4, and then we've gone national lockdown. So. You can have multiple streams on Streamlabs, but I don't know how, I was using Streamlabs. You don't even need 1,000 subs to do Streamlabs. So this, we were waiting to get to 1,000 subs to start live streaming. It was only when we got it, and then we couldn't live stream straight away. We had to wait for the YouTube app to recognise it. But I suddenly looked into it, and actually you can use other apps like Streamlabs. You can Streamlabs live stream below 1,000 subs. So, if you want to live stream, you don't have to have 1,000 subs. Might have to adjust your mesh a little bit, Jack. I think it's gone a bit tight. In a couple of places, it's easy enough to fix. I'll let that GT85 dry out, and then I'll check it and I'll adjust it if needs it. How long has the K4 been off Model Sport? Is there a K4 on Model Sport, or are you talking about how long has it been out of stock? It's been out of stock since June, July time, when I got the Outcast 4S. Yes, Jack, what's up? Oh God, don't get him started on Clash of Clans. You're funny. Making it so I can swap bodies and fit out quickly and have all three cars. It has AS Smart Spectrum in it now. Currently, it'll be a test the speed of diffs and spools. Yep, no, that's what I mean. It's similar to what we did with our Limitless. We swap the spool out and put a centre diff in for when we want to go drifting. Great, you know, great little setup. And then speed running, we just put the spool in. It is nearly tomorrow. 70% 3-star, but can easily 1-star. Yeah, I'm very good at 1-starring as well sometimes, especially ring bases. The dad when he was 40. Who's that? Very beat. Yeah, my hair is horrible. There are a lot of workarounds for street. Yeah, I didn't know there was. I always thought you had to have 1,000 subs. And part of that was because I tried to do it on the GoPro. When I first got the GoPro 8, and it said you've got to have 1,000 subs and this, that and the other, so I didn't look into anything else. I just thought you needed 1,000 subs. And to be brutally honest with you, at the time, live streaming wasn't really high up on my agenda. But after watching a few live streams, getting involved and chatting with people, enjoying it, it then just seemed like a good thing to do. So I thought every Thursday we'd do a live stream. If people join, they join. I was expecting the first time I did it as a test, no one. I was expecting to be sitting here doing nothing, you know, and talking to nobody. But it turned into quite a long stream. Funnily enough. Which way around do we go though? Is it that way around? I'm thinking it is. So Jack, do you want me to put an extra wire in to connect your fan up to the ESC rather than, because it has come out and it comes out quite easily by the looks of it, out of the ESC fan mount position. Hair looks like it did when I was 40, very funny. It does look nice and shiny, doesn't it? Especially the PPS motor mount, I think really does look nice on it. In fact, I won't set the mesh, Jack, I'll let you do that because it looks like you have to do certain things with it. And you know how to do that, I don't. I think the mesh just needs tightening up a bit, or loosening off a bit. Mustn't forget the rear wing mounts. My back has been good today as well, that's quite handy. Hasn't been playing up, makes a change. You're funny, Callum. Mate, actually, maybe you should put that on YouTube. What do you reckon? When we fired the rocket up. Like, sub, comment, intro always makes me laugh. I know, I think we're getting better at it. It was a bit... awkward's the wrong word, but it's getting used to being on the camera a lot of the time. And like doing live streams has made that a lot easier, it's got to be said. But sometimes when I'm doing videos, the number of times I do start it and go, no, not happy with that, start again. Not happy with that, start again. Jack's getting into it a lot more though, which is good. He's becoming a bit more of a natural with it all. Callum, I think, is still a little bit nervous in front of the camera. Bless him. Live streams, I think, do very much help build the RC community. People get to talk to each other, know each other. I've got to know so many people just from being on other people's live streams. Very true, Callum. Yeah, Mum was filming on the ground, wasn't she? Very, very true. Right. What time is it? Oh, 11:30. Right. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go in. Do the usual, sit down at the PC for a bit. I'll fix the rest of that tomorrow. Come out here and tidy up tomorrow as well. Right, one sec, guys. I'm back. Now you can see the hair. Look at the state of that. That's a barnet and a half. I'm not going to show you the state of the kitchen though. Just wash my hands. Barnet. The problem is the chat messages don't stay on here for very long. Hi Jeff. Jeff's coming, is he? Is that Jeff Nichols by any chance? Possibly. It's the state of the house at the moment. Yeah. That's when I said I had to tidy up the other day. I was just a bit of a state. Bit of a 2 and 8. Joys of living on your own. Right, where are we? Here we go. Here we go. It is Jeff Nichols. Hi Jeff, how are you? You just spent 6 hours making your EXB look brand new, have you? let's do a bit of catch up. So, what to tackle tonight? Trax E-Revo brushless edition, chassis replacement, or do all of it, Wasim. To get it all out of the way. Most viewers don't sub though, you kind of have to say you just have to be entertaining when you do it. Yeah, I'm always concerned, we don't always do it. Sometimes we do outros. I mean, the last one we did, we got sort of like, it was a mixture of different days out, so it's ended up having like 3 intros in it, but sometimes we forget to do intros, and sometimes we mix it up, and sometimes we don't do it, sometimes we do it. But some people say, why'd you do it? And it's like, well, if you don't do it, people forget to sub sometimes. I don't know. It's mixed. Some people don't mind it, some people do mind it. Check that link when you go on your PC. I will check it now. Oh, it ain't cheap though, is it? 456. Well, I suppose. But is it? It's a ZD Racing. Is it? Well, it does look nice. But it's not the proper Hoonigan though, is it? Because the Hoonigan's got 2 turbos on either side. So it's not the real Hoonigan. Unless you can change it. Maybe that's the way they're getting around it, because they haven't got the twin turbos. They've put like a, whatever you call that, the stack. So it's not a true Hoonigan, is it? Ah, the silence. Can you still hear me? Assuming you can. Yeah, Bars and Stone's workshop is starting to look good. I need to sort mine out, but it won't be done until the summer. Whether we clear the garage, but I'll build a shed or build a proper workshop and get some proper lighting. I've been looking at lighting to improve things when I'm doing how-to videos as well. But I probably won't bother doing that until I have somewhere better to work, really. Going live on mobile to run cars is what I'm planning to do. Let the viewers pick the cars to run. Watch a few channels, that kind of do it sometimes. Yeah, a good idea. I always, when we were able to go live, I always said, I must do live streams when we're out, but we always forget. And we come home and we go, oh, we didn't do a live stream tonight. No, we didn't. So one day we will remember to do a live stream when we're out. So what did you do to the big rock, to your EXB rather than Jeff, to make it look brand new? Have you stripped it all down, cleaned it all up and then put it back together? What's up, Shade Tree? How are you? Thank you for popping by. You caught us right at the end. Unfortunately, I'm going to about to shoot off and get something to eat. Need new shock bushings to remove a bit of plate. What, on the EXB? Any recommendation on big rock mods? Depends what you want to do to it. Definitely the rear wing. You can also fit the Outcast 4S roll cage to it, I've been told. It does fit on the back of it as well, if you want to do that. Apart from that, that's visual. Then if you want to upgrade it, the metal spur gear, and then it's questionable whether you need the metal diffs as well, which you can get, but they're not cheap. I might have to put them in to do our 100 mile an hour big rock, but we'll see. Teko's just finished getting the Typhon V5 back together with all kinds of new upgrades. I'll throw a load of vinyl, check the new chassis from. I'm ready for a speed run. I must say, Typhons are very, very quick. I was impressed with Martin's one, made me want to get one. It's the original Hoonigan, is it? Before they did the twin turbo upgrade, okay. Yes, I'm still live. I'm just finishing off, Jack. I'm just about to say goodbye to everyone. Just catching up on all the comments. Bitch, honestly, not sure on the new shocks. The early 3S ones to V3 Typhoon shocks are good. Mods for the V3 chassis. Yeah, if you go in V3, then you can get some, and I'll put a link up now. It's what I use. It's the shocks I got. Also, ZD Racing ones do fit as well. All the 3S shocks are the same, so I'll put a link up, which will probably say for the Granite or something like that, but all the 3S shocks are exactly the same. Let me just find it for you. Because the only thing I found with the .3S shocks is they're 3mm shafts, so we kept breaking them. Although I have seen on the Armour site now, they also do aluminium cases for the 3S, and they also do shock rods, which don't normally you have to buy the whole thing with the eyelet on the end, but they look like they do just the shock rods on their own now. But these are the shocks what I've put on the Granite and the Typhon. We've done a complete strip down on the EXB, straightened everything, cleaned it all back together. Yeah, wow. Jack will probably want to do that to his after he's run it this weekend. It's very kind of you, Armour Lover. Oh, sorry, Armour Lover, Adidas Lover. Benjamin Bungrate's buy then. What are you saying buy then? Yeah, I am signing off now though. What is the Hoonigan? The Hoonigan is Ken Block's drift machine. What's up, Brad? How are you? Good to see you on Sunday. All good. You just come in, unfortunately, at the end. We're just about to finish off. I need to sit down and go and get something to eat. Bye, Mars. See you later. Bye, Big RC. Thank you for popping by. So I'm going to sign off now, guys. I've got to go and get something to eat. I'm a bit hungry. Thank you all for popping by. Thank you all for being part of our journey. And hopefully got a video coming out Sunday, and I will be live again on Thursday. So take care, everyone. Thank you for popping by. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Peace, brothers.